Hey, it's your boy Jose from Big Meat Sports. How are you guys doing on this lovely, lovely Tuesday? Oh, man, not doing well. I'll admit, not doing well on this Tuesday. Dallas Cowboys lost, and kind of didn't look good, too good. But I will say, look, first of all, if you're tuning into the channel, thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. It really helps out with this page. I appreciate you guys the most. If you guys are watching right now, feel free to comment in the comment section. I can read the comments. But let's just get into it. Okay. It was an ugly loss. Very, very ugly loss by the Dallas Cowboys versus the Arizona Cardinals. And a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans are basically writing off the season. Um, and to be honest with you, let's be honest. When this game started and we got informed that three of our starters will be out, Zach Martin, Tyler Biotish, and Tyron Smith. Three offensive line starters will be out. And we're going with backups at the offensive line. I knew that this offense was probably going to struggle. I didn't want them to struggle, but I kind of had a feeling after the first two sacks that we're not going to be taking no deep shots. Couldn't run the ball as effective as we wanted to. Penalties killed us. It was just all around bad game. The defense came out flat. I feel like the defense gave up all these rushing yards that they gave up was, how would I say, like, it's something that we try to address on the offseason, right? And when an Arizona Cardinals team almost damn near goes for 200 something yards, it's alarming. But then when I kind of like look back at it, and am I concerned? There's possibly a little bit, concern about the run defense. But if you really look at it, the run defense held their own in the first 2 weeks on very good running backs as Saquon Barkley, Brees Hall, Dalvin Cook. So they held them. I just think that maybe the preparation, Van Der Esch looks slow. Shooting some gaps. We're just getting gashed on the run. Um, and I believe this defense was kind of working towards life without Trayvon Diggs also. Because the reason why I say that is because one play, and I believe it was in the second half, where they had like an 87-yard pass play. Thank God Malik Hooker had the angle to stop him. Um, but if you really look at that play, Jordan Lewis is probably the only one that is playing zone while everybody's playing man. He passed off that guy, I believe it was number 17 or whoever the case may be. It was one of the wide receivers that was lined up as a tight end, and they snuck him out in the backfield. Um, but yeah, it looked like everybody was playing man, and Jordan Lewis, who it was his first game back from injury, was the only one playing zone, and miscommunications, and you're gonna have that. But man, I mean, look, and people are just saying, "Oh, you lost to Josh Dobbs," and to be quite frank, okay, this Arizona team could have won. They're 0-2, but they could have won those two games if they didn't know how to hold a lead. Okay, their defense didn't do no justice on the Washington and the Giants game. I mean, hell, they're up by 21 points on the Giants game, and they lost that lead. So their defense is the one to be looking for. They could be technically almost 3-0, or they could have been a 2-0 team, and maybe we took them a little bit with more, like, aggression, and thinking that, not overlooking them and looking towards the Patriots game. And I don't think that, I don't know. It's kind of hard because I don't think that the Dallas Cowboys did that, overlook the Arizona Cardinals, but there's not that same intensity. Um, this offense now, this offense is kind of we're pushing the ball. We're having extended drives, 10 plus drives, 10 play drives, but we are not just and we're not finishing off the drives in the red zone. That's what's killing me. Now the red zone, I mean, I don't know what's going on. I mean, we only had one touchdown. That was a Rico Dowdle screen with I believe it's Hunter Limke leading the blocks. And I mean, it's concerning. It's very concerning to one knowing that the offense that we have, but two, the concerning part is do we are we being too conservative in the red zone? I mean, if you really look at it, it was like when we got into the red zone, it was two runs and then a pass. Um, it was just not. It was just not. It was not pretty in the red zone, and there was a couple times, and I'll admit, where I thought there should have been touchdowns, and CeeDee Lamb, I think he was just looking for the PI call instead of going up and getting the ball. The Micah Gallup one-on-one ball that should have been a pass interference. I don't know why the refs picked that up. Uh, we had so many penalties. It was just a weird game. And look, and people are saying same old Cowboys losing games that they shouldn't be losing. Thinking that the season's done. And if you really look at it, a lot of teams do this in the season. And we can go back to last season where the Chiefs lost to the Colts, and that was a 4-win team Colts that they ended up with 4 wins. But at the time, the Colts were a really bad team and they beat the Chiefs. Same thing with the Niners. Niners started off the season losing to the Bears, and we all know how the Bears ended up and Justin Fields. So these, teams do lose, games that they shouldn't be losing, or they win games that they shouldn't be winning. But it was just an ugly game. And look again, the three offensive line starters. That really got to me where I was like, this is not going to be a fun game. This is going to be one of those games. And to to be honest with you, I was hoping that Dak didn't get injured because Chima Adoga on the left tackle was just getting beat all day. Dak couldn't hold on to the ball. Um, the run box schemes, I mean, it's just the pulling and everything was just slow. So Dak had to get rid of the ball. There was no deep shots that we took. We probably only took like one or two deep shots the whole game, and because of that pass rush, and it's not that that pass rush was all world like the Niners or the Eagles. It was just our offensive line was struggling. So Dak had to get rid of the ball quick, quick, quick. Um, and look, one thing I think the play call got a little conservative at the beginning or towards probably actually the whole game after Dak took those 2 sacks early in the game because I feel like McCarthy was like, man, I gotta get rid of this ball. I can't get Dak injured. And we didn't see any like Turpin. I didn't see anything. One thing I did see was Hunter Lemke out there a little bit more. Got the ball on I believe it was third and short, or yeah, I believe it was third and fourth and short. Got the ball, got like 9 yards. And then there was a play action pass, and then Hunter Lemke slipped out of the backfield and got another 9 yards. So there was some creativity, but not in the red zone. That's my biggest issue right now. And now it kind of sucks because now it's going to be in the back of their head while they're playing is when they get in the red zone. Oh, could we finish? So hopefully, like Dak and McCarthy and the offense can get something together where we got to start scoring touchdowns because we are driving the ball. That's the frustrating part. We are driving the ball. We're just relying on field goals. And the funny thing is, we didn't think we had a kicker at the beginning of the year, and we have a kicker. Like he's scoring most of our points right now. So it's just very concerning. But the defense, I think, will step up. I know Dan Quinn will probably just look at this tape, look what they did wrong. Because if you really look at it, Arizona Cardinals got most of the rushing yards in the first half. Second half is a different story. I think they shut the run down in the second half. So I think that is some positive where, all right, let's focus on the run and make this closer game. But man, it sucks because now I got to hear the Eagle fans. Now I got to hear, the 49er fans. I got to see all the memes and stuff like that. Even Dak said it. Look, the media got what they wanted. So but it's just frustrating because I don't, I hate to see this. Dak throwing a crucial interception. He was trying to fit it in, but it was like three people there, and then people were gonna, Shady McCoy. I'm pretty sure was like, he was loving that. But let's not talk about, Shady's people. Hurts got three interceptions already in the year, and Dak has only thrown one. So it looks like Jalen Hurts is regressing a little bit instead of Dak there. Um, but that's about it. I mean, that's all I got for the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, I I do believe the Patriots game is going to be a little bit different. I think we're going to put up some points. Now, the only thing is play calling, some signal. They're going to be changing the signals because Zeke's on the other side, so he knows the signals. So I know that maybe hopefully that doesn't play too much of a part, but I do believe this defense is going to come back and I hope put a goose egg for the Patriots, and Patriots can't even score. So we'll see if that happens. But man, it sucks because I had them. I wanted them to go, 4-0 leading up to that Niners game and see how the true test. But it is what it is. You can't fix the past. You can only look towards the future. So we'll see how they look versus the Patriots. But I do think that they rebound versus the Patriots. And the big test again is going to be the Niners. But we got to take it 1 week at a time. So, um, but let's talk about. Hey, look, I'm the game, and I went out there to the tailgate, had a good old time. Hey, look, the Dolphins tailgate, first tailgate of the season is always the best tailgates. Just drinking with the boys, having drink some beers, shots, just talking crap. I did not go to the game. I actually left when everybody went to the game. But if you're a Dolphins fan, you're you were loving the game right off the start. Now, I didn't even get to my car yet, and the Dolphins already scored. That's how quick and fast this offense scored on Sunday. They scored 10 touchdowns. 10 touchdowns. I've never seen that. And this is second most touchdowns in NFL history, with 726 yards, second most in NFL history. That's insane. Like Denver Broncos, I don't know what you're doing on the defensive side. And maybe, I don't know, maybe there has to be a change of guard or you got to fire the defensive coordinator. But you're 0-3 for a reason. You should have won the game that you guys were up on the Washington Commies. But to come out like this and not just the f- the first possession, you let Tyreek Hill run free in the back. To me, I don't even know how that defensive coordinator still has a job. Now that's it. Like that's true embarrassing. Because you have Patrick Sertan Jr. as a lockdown corner, and you thought this defense would, hold them in the game, but Miami just stuck it to them. The play calling. You had A Chain for 18 carries for 203 yards, 2 TDs on the ground. And then 4 receptions for 30 yards and 2 TDs. You got Moser for 13. You had Moser for 13 rushing attempts for 82 with 3 TDs, 7 receptions, 60 yards, and 1 TD. You had 8 of your 10 TDs come from your running back position. That is crazy. Now, people were talking like, see, where do you rank Miami right now in the top five? And my top five list, I will be honest with you. I got Miami second. I'm gonna go with the Niners. Okay, I'm gonna go to Niners, Dolphins. Okay, Chiefs, Eagles, and then hey, there we go. Well, almost the webcam almost went out. Um, so like I said, we went Chiefs. Okay, we're gonna start again because got a little distracted on my webcam going out, but it's back up now. So we got 49ers, Dolphins, Chiefs, Eagles, and then Cowboys. Okay. Some people put the Bills and everything, but I put the Dallas Cowboys over the Bills because both of them have one loss. It's just the Bills' one loss was versus Zach Wilson and the Jets. We beat the Jets. So you gotta give us a little, give us a little, and we destroyed the Jets. They lost to the Jets. So that's why I put Dallas still in the top five. But we'll see after this week if that's going to change. But I do think the Dolphins. My only concern about the Dolphins is I want to see how this defense looks. What was very concerning about the Dolphins defense was what they put out on week one versus the Chargers. Now that's a Chargers, very talented team. I want to see more consistent play from the defense from the Dolphins, but keeping Denver to 20 points, and it was a blowout. So it is what it is. But I want to see them how they do. Keep on progressing. But this offense is just I mean, this offense is just a Ferrari. You have two running backs that can run 20 plus miles per hour, and you got two wide receivers that can run 20 plus miles per hour. And the boy Chosen, I saw Chosen got a reception for a TD. So this Dolphins team is exciting to watch. Now, Tua, if you really look at his numbers, they're identical for last year at this time where he's throwing for the TDs and and taking care of the ball and the yardage. Everything is identical. So we'll see if there's any game plans and stuff like that to stop this offense. Because remember when the Dolphins played the Niners, Niners kind of took away the middle of the field, playing deep on the linebackers. And I kind of gave the blueprints to some teams for the Dolphins, but I think the Dolphins really have adjusted to that and then implementing the run game as frequently as they have. So it is. I mean, if you're a Dolphin fan, I know you're excited. Do I think it's going to be the undefeated season of the Dolphins? No, I do think that they are going to give up a couple, maybe a few here, but it is exciting offense to see. I mean, man, if you have any Dolphins on your fantasy team, and it sucks because I had Moser on the bench. Okay. And I think he scored like 40 points on me on the bench. It just sucks. I didn't want to because I already had Tua and Tyreek Hill starting. I didn't want to put a third Dolphin in there. But I should have because that might have helped me win. Well, I actually won that matchup, but still, it would have put me like up there on points. But you're loving it in the fantasy if you had any Dolphin on your fantasy team. Um, but yeah, that's about it with the Dolphins. I do want to give a shout out to FSU Seminoles football team. Now, look, it wasn't pretty, and I think we dropped in the rankings again. But that game didn't look pretty with Seminoles versus Clemson. That game looked damn near like Clemson was gonna, beat us. until the sack fumble and taken back fumble recovery, taken back for a touchdown. And it's changed the whole dynamics of the game. But what FSU did was they went into Death Valley, which they haven't done in a long time, and they beat a Clemson team. Now, this and people say, "Oh, this Clemson team is not as good." Man, the Clemson team that lost to Duke, and Duke's in the top 20 right now. I believe they're 15 or 17 around there. And this defense was playing really, really well versus damn near our offense that we have two big ass wide receivers with a wingspan and our running backs. This defense was flying around. The Clemson defense was flying around, so they're not a pushover, but we still found a way to win that game. So Jordan Travis, I mean, you could tell then it's a great time for a bye week because you could tell that he's uh, laboring with that shoulder injury on his non-throwing arm, but you can tell he's hurting. So this is a great time for a bye week. They come off to a bye week. I believe they play Georgia Tech. I know that some other games leading, Duke. I think we played Duke. But I'm worried about the Miami game because Miami's playing good ball right now. The Hurricanes are playing good ball right now. And I can't wait to see the Hurricanes when they start playing in the ACC play because I believe they play Temple. And I knew that was going to be a win. But I want to see how Miami fares when they play North Carolina, Duke, and all these teams. That's a true testament of what kind of team that we're going to see. Because they played what Texas A&M, which I believe gave up a big lead to UCLA. So Texas A&M is just overrated. Jimbo Fisher over there, he's going to be losing a lot of recruits soon here. But again, shout out to FSU to staying 4-0, winning in Death Valley because that's hard to do. Not many teams have done it. I believe Clemson had like a 20 game win streak in at home against ACC opponents, and they finally snapped that. So man, this team, I feel something special. The only thing I have with FSU is their defense. The corners are just giving up way too much ground, not that much of a pass rush. So we'll see after this bye week, how the defense reacts. But I mean, they're giving up big play after big play versus Clemson. So again, I was surprised that FSU pulled it out, but it is what it is. And then also we're gonna talk because basketball season is coming up and right here, Miami Heat right there. Um, this Damian Lillard thing, bro, man, can this guy get traded or something happen already? I'm getting sick and tired of seeing reports about he's coming, a deal's brewing. Now he might go to Toronto, and Boston Celtics have pulled into the equation, and this and that. Look, man, get this thing done. I want Damian Lillard, but it's getting to a point where it's tiresome. And I want the Heat organization to focus on this year. It's 1 month out, I believe, that they're out from playing games. So this Miami Heat team, look, we did it without Damian Lillard, and I think getting Damian Lillard and getting other key pieces will put us over that hump. But we got to get these key pieces and got to get Damian Lillard now. If we don't, we still made it to Eastern Conference Finals with basically damn near the same team. Now we lost a few people, but I do feel like we can get some people off some free agents to fill in some gaps. But damn, boy, if you have Damian Lillard, that's another thing. Damian Lillard, whew, boy, you don't have to rely on Jimmy Butler scoring 30 or 40. No, you can get Damian Lillard. Jimmy Butler goes off one night, Damian Lillard goes off the other. Bam's going to give you a solid 18 or 20 points each night. So, man, I just want this thing because this thing has been dragging and dragging and dragging. And it kind of looks bad for the Portland organization and their owners, because now people don't want to really go play over there. They're going to be like, skeptical, because, man, I'm going to be trapped in this over here, and how they treating their players and so on and so forth. So, I mean, you can look at two sides of each on each side about that. But man, this needs to get done, because basketball season's almost. I want the Miami Heat to get their team solidified and start focusing on this championship run, because I feel like we can get back to the championship and get over the hump and finally win one, and go and have a parade on 49th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. So, but yeah, that's all I got today. Again, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe to the page. I appreciate you guys. It helps out with the page. Please check us out on all major platforms. And again, we'll catch you on the next episode.